first look of something really exciting, and I can't wait to show you. It's gonna explode into the craft industry, the most glittery, the most glamorous, the most amazing colours of our spectacular paste. Not just paste, glitter paste. They're going to be amazing. I'm not going to tell you too much about them because I want our Jan to show you them and have a real good look at them. So I just think they are just going to rock the world. If you've not tried textured paste before, the glitter paste are just for you. Not only do we have glitter paste, we also have some incredible stencils. Now we're going to be going through the whole show, having a look at everything we're getting in this first look. Now, if you tune in tomorrow on Crafters TV, you will find the launch show. So we're not going to keep you waiting long. Sometimes we have a first look and then we leave you waiting 3 or 4 days before you can actually get it. But from tomorrow, I believe our Leanne is coming into the studio and she's going to be bringing you the launch of them. So you're getting all of these from tomorrow. They're all brand new to us. It's the first time that Crafters Companion have really sort of dabbled in these sort of texture paste and putting our own name to something. And I have to be honest, I used them the other day and thought they were brilliant, but I've not used enough on the market to know how brilliant. So I asked Jan a little while ago what she thought, and you were genuinely gobsmacked how good they were. I'll just show a few samples that I've got here because I know you don't want me waffling on. You actually want to see what Jan's got in store with these. And I can't wait, Jan. I literally can't wait because I know that you are a master with mixed media and I can't wait to see what you've got in these glitter paste. So shall we go from there and see what you've got in store?
We will. So you're looking at an 8.5 by 8.5 inch stencil. Now Leanne's done this deliberately so that the stencil's actually big enough to go around whatever project you're working on. And when I take the main one out of here, you'll see they've got a really nice thick border. One of the problems that we've had in the past when we've been using stencils, especially with something like a paste, is that when you get to the edge, it goes off the edge and it damages the piece of card that you've got sticking out from the stencil. Now with the big border here, I'm going to use my piece of card and it's actually just slightly less. So I've got no worries about that paste going where I don't want it to be. It's going to be completely enclosed within my stencil. But then also in there, we've developed a border that echoes the designs and also a focal point. So it may be starting out that you just want to have a little go with the focal point and pop some glitter through, some paste through it and see how you feel with it. But once you get going, trust me, it is very, very addictive. Now for the first demo, I'm going to use the big full stencil. As we go throughout the show, I'm going to start to incorporate some of the other bits from the other stencils. But for this one, I'm going to start off with that big one. They all come with a foil seal. So all you need to do is just peel that back. You can take it off completely. I've left mine. I've just peeled it back. Now, like Debbie said, we have got a set of, I think there's 3 new spatulas on the way. We're just waiting for that delivery. I've got everything crossed that Leanne will have them for you tomorrow. I've just brought mine from home and I've got a metal flat-sided spatula. Now, the ones that we're going to bring to you are very similar to this, but obviously they've got our own nice Spectrum Noir brand on them. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the teal colour in the 2 corners here, and then I'm going to bring the purple through the middle. So it's a little bit like butter and toast. You want the flat side of the spatula, and you're literally just going to drag it over the stencil and push that glitter through the gaps in there. Now, when I first started, I did say this earlier, I am very heavy-handed with things, and I did get a little bit giddy and ended up with too much, and I'll show you what happens when you put too much, because obviously I've got these done and dried. So all I'm going to do is start in this top corner. I've got it underneath my spatula on that flat side. I'm literally going to lay it across the top where I want it to go and then drag it, and that's as simple as it gets. And you want a really nice light touch. If you press down too hard, it will squidge underneath the stencil, and that's the mistake I made. As I say, I am very heavy-handed. Absolutely gorgeous. And just imagine using this with something like the Enchanted Forest collection or something like that. Would be beautiful, wouldn't it? So again, take that little bit out, okay, and then I'm going to come right through the middle with this one. So again, I'm just going to run it along the edge of the stencil and I'm going to fill in the gap. And I'm not too worried if it overlaps a little bit with that teal colour that we've already put down. So again, just a little bit down there. Try not to force it through your stencil. That's the only tip I would give you, because if you're forcing it in there, there's a chance that you're going to force it underneath the actual stencil itself. So keep taking that excess off the top, and then I want a little bit of almost like bleed into where I've put the teal. Okay. Now then, drying time. Obviously there was a little bit of experimentation went on when I was doing my prep, because I wasn't sure. And I would say, obviously it depends where you are. Now a lot of you know that I work in my conservatory, and over the last few days here in the UK, it's been a little bit like a fridge. So yes, maybe a bit longer than necessary, but I would have said probably a good hour. You are working with a wet medium, and obviously you don't want that to... It's one of those things that if you try it and see whether it's dry and it's not, you're going to put a fingerprint in it. So just be patient. It might be that you decide to do some of the backgrounds one day, leave them to dry overnight so that you're completely sure the next day that they're going to be workable with. But what I will say is that they did dry quicker than I expected. So having worked with this type of product before in the past, it didn't take as long as I thought it would. Yes. All right, so all I'm going to do is, because this is watercolour card and I'm going on to a shiny surface, I'm going to stick with my tape pen. Again, nice and gentle with the tape runners. Just treat them with a little bit of love, and remember to break that adhesion at the end. And then I've cut these down just to be the right size to mat and layer in here. Now I've done quite a bit of prep on the actual cards because I wanted to try and get as much of these colours through the stencils as I can for you today. So rather than matting and layering and sticking everything together in front of you, just need that to grab with my tacky glue there, that's it. But if I bring you this round now and stand it up, I think that's just about, it's not quite set there, but you get the idea. But honestly, wow. I can't say enough about the level of sparkle. I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but here, in you know, when you look at it with your naked eye in the studio, the amount of sparkle in there, I think Leanne's packed as much glitter in as she possibly could without sort of upsetting the balance of the substrate that's carrying it and the glitter particles in there, yeah.
Can't wait. So if you want to get hold of those glitter pastes and all those beautiful stencils, you'll have to come back tomorrow for the launch show with our Leanne tomorrow.